Mafia ghost, who murdered generations. He strangled a pregnant woman, bombed churches and museums, erased entire bloodlines, then vanished without a trace for 30 years. Italy hunted a man they called the Ghost. But what they found was something far more terrifying. A legend, a shadow, a monster in designer sunglasses. This is the story of Matteo Messina Denaro, the last godfather of Cosa Nostra, born into blood, Castelvetrano, Sicily. 1962. A boy is born into power. Matteo Messina Denaro, son of Don Ciccio Denaro, one of the most feared mafia bosses of the 20th century. But this boy, he would make his father look like a priest. By 14, Matteo was carrying a gun. By 18, he had already killed. Not in war, not in revenge. Just to prove he could. He was smart, brutal, and obsessed with control. His cold confidence frightened even older mobsters. He once bragged to a friend, "With the people I have killed, you could fill a cemetery," and he meant it. The killer in a suit. Most mafia men lived in the shadows. But Matteo? He lived like a star. Tailored suits, Rolex watches, fast cars, fashion models on his arm. He once killed a man at a restaurant, wiped his hands, finished his pasta, and calmly walked out the front door. His nickname? Diabolic, after a comic book villain who always escapes justice. Matteo was no longer just a hitman. He was a brand. A ghost in a Gucci suit. The day the mafia gasped, a rival mafia boss, Vincenzo Milazzo, insulted Matteo's allies. Matteo invited him to a peace meeting and strangled him with a rope. But he was not done. Milazzo's girlfriend, Antonella Bonomo, was 8 months pregnant. She had seen too much, knew too much. She begged for her life, for the child. She cried. Matteo grabbed her by the throat and squeezed. He did not just kill her. He erased a future, a mother, and her unborn child. Even the mafia was stunned. One soldier whispered afterward, "We are criminals." But he is something else. Bombs over Italy. The government strikes back. 2 judges, Giovanni Falcone and Paolo Borsellino, launch a crusade against the mafia. The mafia retaliates. With blood, Falcone is killed in a highway bombing. His car flies through the air. 2 months later, Borsellino is blown up in Palermo. Matteo helped plan it all, but his rage did not stop there. In 1993, bombs exploded in Rome, Milan, and Florence, targeting churches, art museums, even tourist centers. The mafia had crossed a line. Now they were attacking culture itself, killing children, destroying heritage. Italy burned. And Matteo vanished, the ghost king, for the next 30 years. No one could catch him. No fingerprints, no phone calls, no photos, just whispers and fear. He communicated with tiny handwritten notes called pizzini, hidden in rocks, shoe soles, even bathroom tiles. He had surgery to change his face. He used fake identities. Some believed he fled to South America. Others said he lived in monasteries. But the truth was more shocking. Matteo never left Sicily. He lived among the people, shopped in stores. A ghost hiding in plain sight. The final mistake. Matteo had a secret. He was dying of colon cancer. He used a fake name, Andrea Bonafide, to receive chemotherapy at a private clinic, but investigators had been watching. The real Bonafide never looked sick. Then came the break. On January 16, 2023, Special Forces surrounded a cafe outside the clinic. They approached a frail man in dark glasses. Name? They asked. The man paused, smiled, and said, "I am Matteo Messina Denaro after 30 years." The ghost had returned to flesh, death and silence that locked him in a high-security prison hospital. But even in chains, Matteo said nothing. No names. No regrets. No apologies. In September, he fell into a coma. On September 25, 2023, the last Don died. No funeral. No mourners. Only a quiet burial. And an unmarked grave. The silence was fitting. For a man who ruled from the shadows, the ghost never left. Matteo Messina Denaro was not just a mafia boss. He was a symbol of fear, of power, of how far evil can go when protected by silence. He killed women, ordered the deaths of children, destroyed lives, and laughed doing it. And yet, for decades, no one touched him. Now he is gone, but his legend remains, and every whisper in Sicily still asks, what if he is not the last? The case may be closed, but criminology never sleeps. Like and subscribe join Criminology, and step deeper into the dark with us.